In this video, I'm going to give you some rough guidelines as to what you can and cannot say. Now, I'll be the first to admit, doing some compliance training is not fun. It's not fun for me to record. It's not fun for you to go through and watch. So I'll keep it very short and painless and just give you some good guidelines so you can understand how things work and understand what you can and can't say. As always, I'm not a lawyer, so you should refer to your company's compliance department or their handbook, and you should also talk with your upline or mentor for clarification as well. But I will walk you through the three main agencies out there that for a network marketer, you need to be familiar with. So the first one is the FTC, or Federal Trade Commission. Now, they focus more on the business side of things, so this is where you can't make these outrageous income claims or go around waving checks or telling people, hey, you do this, you'll be able to buy a Ferrari in 3 weeks. They're the guys who oversee that and crack down on companies who make outrageous product claims, among other things. They want to make sure things are going fair in the business world. And I won't go into any more detail on that in this video since we're talking about products and getting customers. Now, for the vast majority of network marketers, most of us are in nutritional or health and wellness companies, and the Federal Drug Administration, or the FDA, is the body that governs that. Now, I'll agree with you. I already know what you're saying. Oh, well, the FDA, they get so many things wrong. Yes, I don't agree with the way the FDA does everything, but you know what? They're the government. They make the laws, so we have to play by the rules. So I'm going to tell you what the rules are so you can understand them. And then the third agency is actually your company's compliance department or their legal division. So they'll write out the specific policies on what you can and can't do, and you need to refer to that or talk with your upline or call a company to get the details on that. So the main thing you need to know as you go out there and start using your product script or your service script, if it relates to nutrition, health, or wellness, is that you can make no drug claims. And by drug claims, I mean you can't use the words cure, treat, diagnose, prevent, or mitigate symptoms, because the FDA has defined that only drugs can cure, treat, diagnose, prevent, and mitigate symptoms. And anything that we're marketing in as network marketers in the health and wellness field, they are not drugs. Now, you may have taken your product and your health completely changed or your life changed. You might be able to say, well, this product did XYZ for me. And no, I'm not saying that didn't do it for you, but there's certain ways you have to go about sharing that information with people, because the FDA can and they do crack down on companies and people that make claims like that. And again, I'm not saying it's fair. I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm just saying that's the way it is. So let me walk you through a couple of proper ways to say things and improper ways to say things. So an improper way to say things is, I no longer have the pain and stiffness from my arthritis. Well, you can't say that because arthritis is a disease and you're implying that the product you're taking has cured your arthritis. Obviously, you can't do that. So another way you can phrase that is, well, now I can run and play with my children again. It sends the same message, and that second version is completely appropriate. Now, let me give you a few other things that you can say. You can say, I feel 20 years younger. I feel healthier. You can't say, well, my migraine headaches are gone because I took this product. Or these products lowered my cholesterol by 20 points. Even if you go into the doctor's office or get your cholesterol measured, take the product and then come back and get your cholesterol measured again and it dropped by 20 points, you still can't go out there and say it. Now let me walk you through another thing that can get network marketers into trouble. There are various studies out there that say 400 international units of vitamin E on a daily basis can help prevent Alzheimer's disease. And let's say your product has 400 international units of vitamin E in there. So a lot of people will assume that, hey, my product has that amount in there, so my product can help prevent Alzheimer's. You cannot say that. Just because your product has that amount in there that's shown to go out there and help with that disease or ailment, it's that amount of the ingredient that's shown to help it, not your product. And again, I understand the logical connection there, but if you say that, you will get in trouble. That's something you're not supposed to say. So what you can say is that there are studies out there that show that 400 international units of vitamin E can actually help prevent Alzheimer's disease. And my product has 400 international units of vitamin E in there. And what makes my product so good is that it's in this type of form that gets absorbed, blah, 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 blah. So you can state the fact that, such an ingredient will help with such a thing, that your product has that amount in there, but then you talk about why your product is different or why it's superior. So you're not saying your product is going to prevent or cure Alzheimer's disease or that specific ailment, but people can follow along with the logic and the message gets across. Another area that can get people into trouble is when their company does clinical trials with their products. Now, you have to walk a fine line here. I know a couple really good companies out there do clinical trials with their products, which brings a lot of credibility to what their products can do to help people achieve their health goals. So let's say your products, a multivitamin or nutritional product and a meal replacement shake, are used in a clinical trial that help people lose weight, reduce their chance of diabetes, drop their cholesterol, get healthier, and all those things. So it's logical to think that, hey, my products can help a person prevent diabetes. My products can help people lose weight. My products can do this. No, they can't. Again, that's because you're doing that link in there. There are other things done in the clinical trial besides people just taking your products. So what you can do is you can state the clinical trial and say, you know what? People follow this very simple regimen where they took a multivitamin every day, they took a shake for breakfast, and then they ate a healthy lunch, a healthy dinner, and then they exercised for 30 minutes a day, and they got these results. Some people reversed their diabetes. A lot, on average, they lost 20 pounds, on average this and on this. And they can say, and in that clinical trial, they actually used my product and my meal replacement shake. So that's how you go about using the clinical trials. You state the facts of the clinical trials, and then you let people know that your products were used in those clinical trials. And that's that fine line where there's a separation and you're making no product claims. And here's the bottom line. You don't need to make any product claims. I know when I was new in the business, for a while I thought, oh man, I just wish I could say this or tell people this or show them all this, or I saw this person have this great results with these products. And I thought, man, I'll never be able to build a business without telling people that. Well, guess what? I built the business. And honestly, you don't need to make product claims. You don't need to get outrageous in that, hey, this will help prevent Alzheimer's or this will get rid of your arthritis. You can't say those things, and there's no need for them. If you are interested in people, you ask them questions, you explain things to them, and you share your product experience and knowledge in compliant ways, you'll have no problem getting customers. And I find that people appreciate it because there's no hype out there. There's no hype in the way you're explaining things, and people will appreciate that. So I'll wrap up this video to say you need to ask your mentor or your compliance department on anything that you're iffy on in your personal endorsement statement. If you're not sure if you can say something or not, don't use it right now, and go work with your mentor or go work with your compliance department to make sure you're saying what you're allowed to say.